Okay. Breakout artists. Okay, so we just said Sexy Red had her moment. Is there anybody else that you guys feel like this year just took over or has had a really big moment?
I
Anyone?
got one. I got one.
Oh.
I'll go next just because. So this is a guy I've been listening to actually for some years. You know what I mean? He's had a lot of projects over the past, probably 5-6 years, maybe. And it seems like this year he really had a breakout year in the sense that a lot of people became aware of him, and that is Larry June. We've definitely mentioned him on the last 2 episodes of the show where he's had some of my top 10 favorite songs of the year, as well as being in my top 10 favorite albums of the year. And yeah, I just feel like a lot of people who weren't previously aware of him became aware of him this year. So, I mean, that's kind of the definition of a breakout year. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
It just took him, it took a lot of consistency and him just, keeping pushing to make it happen. But I feel like this year he made that shit happen. So shout out Larry June.
Yeah, shout out Larry June. Good job.
Larry.
Good job, Larry.
For real, I was just thinking about him the other day. I think one of the songs that Eric had recommended on the last episode, I went back to listen to it. I think it's the same song that Eric was talking about. Really good song. I forgot who the hell it's featuring or whatever, but a part in it at the end is like, good job, Larry, or something like that. And I was just like, yeah, like that is going to be a big deal in 2024 and good thing. Like, honestly, I think Larry June is one of those people that we felt while was a little bit underrated, like underappreciated, because he talks about stuff that's not the norm of what many rappers want to talk about. They want to talk about sex, drugs, money, and he's talking about, okay, so he's talking about sex, but he's also talking and money, but he's also talking about, positivity, doing other things. Like, he's not talking about, I'm in the trap, and I'm about to pull up on your bitch. Like, he's more of like, I'm peace, your boo, we smoking, like, we cool, like, he's chilling, he's vibing. And so I think there needs to be a little bit more of that in 2024. We're all a little bit too mad. We're all a little bit too hyped in 2023. 2024, I'm hoping, is the year of zen, of chilling the fuck out, hitting some Mary Jane like Eric, and listen to some Larry June, for real. How do you guys feel? What do y'all think that is likely to happen, or what? You think it's still going to be crazy in 2024, even with Larry June out?
Well, I'm a Larry June fan just via this show. So,
okay.
When for Larry June to come to be unknown, like I've become, and I'm on the discovery of Larry June, and for me, it's like I can see why they put him like Larry. This is a notable mention. This is cool. It's not like what the fuck, it's not that type of artist. So Larry June is growing on me. I fuck with Larry June. And it's because of this show that I even know who Larry June is.
Okay, I can't lie. That makes me feel really good.
Fire.
I found him randomly, but then I really got into him because of Eric. And so, yeah, like, I hope that the viewers at home have the same vibe, because I feel like you've taught me so many of, like, Detroit artists, St. Louis artists. Like, you really put, Glorilla on your back before people really knew what the fuck was going on, So I hope that the viewers have the same feeling, because I think that as hosts, we do a lot of teaching, but we also have done so much learning in this year as well. So I agree. I totally agree. And I know Eric does, because Eric loves Larry June too. He's the main reason we give a fuck.
I don't know what else I could say that you guys haven't already said. I mean, I guess the only thing that I could say is that I found him very, very early on. And it was one of those things where it was like, okay, I connect with this guy. Like, I understand why I like him. But then the evolution just kept growing. And then I remember when I first introduced Shane to him, because I was playing one of my favorite songs that he put out at the time, and it was a song that he did with Cardo. And Shane was like, yo, run that shit back. Like, that shit is hard. Like, play that shit. Who is this? And I told him who it was. And I was like, this is this dude, Larry June. He's from the Bay. Like I've been listening to him, and it's funny because at the time he was amongst kind of that SoundCloud era, like the like young nigga SoundCloud era. So like he was rapping on like a lot of like trap beats and shit like that, but he was just kind of doing that to get a sound out. But like his true sound, like the sound that we fuck with him for now, was the shit that I was playing for Shane at the time. And I wish I could remember the name of the song right now. I'll plug it in later or whatever. But yeah, that was just one of those ones that it was like, yeah, this guy's he's gonna be special. And I mean, after that Alchemist album, I feel like that was the one that really solidified him.
Yeah. And you know, I think that not enough people give artists a second chance and they don't allow them to grow. Like if maybe a lot of us, if me and Marcus had heard, you know, Larry June, like the very first, you know, his trap shit or whatever, I probably wouldn't like him the way that I do now. But I'm glad that, you know, I found him later on and his sound now, what it is, I really fuck with. But there's other artists too that I will say that like I'm glad that I decided to go back and listen to their album again or just give them another try on the next song because they do listen and learn a lot of times. Like, yes, we can come up here and be critics or whatever, but I feel like the main reason that you're being a critic or you're being harsh sometimes is because it's like, I do want you to do better. Like, and I can see that you can do better, you know? So like sometimes
you can say shit if you don't give a fuck because you don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
So you
exactly.
just didn't care.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're only gonna comment if you actually care about it.
Exactly. And so I think that more people should like sometimes give artists like that second chance. Maybe, you know, a few months later, maybe even the next song, who knows, maybe a few years later, who knows, but like it is worth it sometimes, especially with people like Larry June and shit. So that's just one thing that I'm definitely taking with me in the 2024. It's like give certain songs and certain artists a second chance. Maybe I'll like it because sometimes it grows on you.